We all have our ways of getting our zen on. In a perfect world, I'm sure that you all would quit your job and do what you find to be so therapeutic. I know I certainly would. What can add insult to injury is when our spiritual practice takes a backseat when life gets chaotic. Sometimes we're just not in the mood to do anything but binge watch Netflix, and at other times, it's just because we're all over the place, everywhere and yet nowhere. As someone who prides myself on my spiritual practices, I haven't been consistent with them for the past couple of months. There have been various reasons: planning a move across the country, now being between New York and Santa Fe until I tie up loose ends in NYC with my current employer, working on this business, familial obligations, and of course, laziness. Stress and exhaustion have certainly taken the toll on me, but it's also forced me to get creative with how I unwind and decompress. Super easy and effective ways to boot. If you find yourself needing grounding and are much too busy, or even are looking for additional ways to incorporate some aspect of spirituality into your life, read on for tips to claiming your zen. See also, The Power of the Sacred Ho'oponopono, how to use it to shift your world. 1. Find gratitude for anyone who hears this consistently. I'm sure that you're sick of this statement by now. But there's a reason that I constantly say this: it works. No matter how tired I am and just want to close my eyes, I express gratitude out loud to the universe every night right before I fall asleep for everything that I have. Gratitude has become my version of prayer and therapy. Just finding gratefulness in the small things will open your eyes to a world that you never knew existed. Happiness isn't exclusive to all the Pollyannas of the world. Happiness is yours when you take control of your own happiness by starting with gratitude. You're more than welcome to do this any time of the day that you would like to do it when you have a spare minute. I personally like to do it in bed every night because it helps me sleep more. PC.2 Carry crystals. Crystals happen to be another form of therapy for me. Just feeling them in my hands brings me to a state of calm and tranquility. I keep a few different types of crystals in a pouch within a purse. If I switch purses, I transfer the pouch. Knowing that the crystals are nearby makes me feel so divinely protected and connected. If you're new to the world of crystals, a few that would be great to carry around are: black tourmaline. It's a protection stone not just from evil, but from anyone that you may not get along with. It also helps ground you. So, if you find yourself to get anxious or stress easily, this is perfect for you. Black tourmaline is actually the very first stone that I recommend to those starting their love affair with crystals because of the potency. Amethyst. It's a spiritual healing stone and is said to bring balance and stability to one's life. Given that nothing is constant in life, this should be everyone's go-to stone. If you don't have one, eventually it will wind up in your collection. Honey citrine. This is one of my favorite stones because it's the stone of empowerment. Enough said. The best part about these particular crystals is that they aren't expensive and can be bought just about anywhere. 3. Make a cup of tea. Yeah, I know that it may not sound so spiritual, but there's just something so unbelievably soothing about drinking a cup of tea, even if it's caffeinated. It forces me to connect to my heart center and grounds me in such a way that I feel nothing but peace. You can keep a box of it at work and make yourself a cup when you feel the effects of stress starting to take its toll. Or a thermos of it and drink it during your commute to work. Or even make a cup of herbal tea at night when you need to wind down. Having my chamomile lavender tea every night is something that I absolutely refuse to go without. 4. Carry something of sentimental value that provides security. When my father unexpectedly passed away, I was in so much shock that my physical body went into the same state. I had no idea how to cope with it and cried myself to sleep every night for 6 weeks straight. But starting the very day that I received the phone call of his passing and almost every day since, I have seen feathers on the ground. Feathers are a way of your deceased ones communicating with you that they're around. If they were clean and dry, I would pick them up. I keep some in different purses and have the majority of them stored in a jar. No matter what, I always have one on me. It's not only a reminder of him, but of my connection to the divine and that we are all divine beings. You can use anything that your heart desires, whether it's jewelry, a self-love letter, a lucky coin, an amulet. As long as it brings you to a place of comfort that reminds you of your spiritual essence, carry it with you. 5. Burn a candle. If you have any white scented candles, bring them to the office or even light one up the minute you get home. I say white because it symbolizes purity and our crown chakra, which is associated with the divine. If you have a nice light scent like fresh linen or cotton, you'll be in heaven. If you're unable to burn them in your office, just keep one for decoration on your desk at least. Every time you look at it will be a reminder to be at peace with everything in your life. 6. Smudge yourself. Using a Palo Santo or sage stick is synonymous to taking a spiritual bath. With metaphysical stores gaining in popularity, you can pick some up for a reasonable price. If you don't have one near you, Amazon has them. It doesn't really matter which one you pick, because both sage and Palo Santo are highly effective. I personally much prefer the smell of Palo Santo because it has this woodsy aroma to it. So, here's what you do. Light the sage stick or Palo Santo and let it burn for about 5 seconds before you gently blow on it so that it's still lit without the fire. Then you start at the bottom of your feet and wave the stick side by side, moving up your body, making sure to get both the front and back side of your body until you reach the crown of your head. All it takes is a minute and you're done. 7. Whatever emotion you're feeling, feel it now. Someone may be telling you that it's not spiritual at all, but it's the complete opposite. It is the most spiritual thing that you can do. Spirituality isn't about floating off in La La Land seeing rainbows and unicorns everywhere. It's about being in yourself, wholly and aware enough to know exactly what you're feeling. If you need to cry a river, then, by all means, cry a river. Just don't go on for several weeks to the point that you're too paralyzed to get on with your life. There are healthy doses of crying that can be so incredibly cathartic. When you're down and out or need a pick-me-up, turn to one of these simple tactics to find nirvana. The added bonus is that if you start doing these things on a daily basis, they will become rituals. Rituals are what shapes us. Choose to be in alignment with who you are and see your very life unfold before your eyes. Protect yourself from negativity and EMFs with our EMF Protection Gemstone Mini Set. Each stone helps to attract positive energy while purifying one's surrounding of electromagnetic smog and environmental pollutants. Gemstones are pyrite, hematite, black tourmaline, and rainbow hematite. Let's